The moment this story began circulating online, people knew something explosive was coming. Because suddenly, a marriage that once looked glamorous and unshakable was turning into one of the most uncomfortable public disputes reality television fans have ever witnessed. The tension between Todd Tucker and Kandi Burruss has now erupted into something far more dramatic than anyone expected. Todd is speaking out, and according to the version of events he is now hinting at, the truth behind their relationship might be far darker than the playful jokes fans used to laugh about on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. For years, viewers believed they had already seen the wildest chapters of Kandi's reputation. Rumors about her unconventional bedroom lifestyle circulated across the internet, fueled by storylines, cast arguments, and the infamous controversies that once involved Portia Williams. Fans thought they had heard every shocking version of the story already. But now Todd appears to be flipping the narrative completely. Instead of playful rumors and exaggerated gossip, he is suggesting that the situation behind closed doors was far more complicated than anyone realized. And if even a fraction of what he is implying is accurate, then the collapse of their marriage suddenly begins to look very different. According to Todd's side of the story, the so-called wild adventures that people joked about online were not something he enthusiastically embraced. He claims that many of those situations left him deeply uncomfortable. The internet exploded the moment these hints surfaced. Comment sections filled with reactions ranging from shock to disbelief. Some fans wrote that they always suspected the marriage had hidden tensions. Others accused Todd of suddenly rewriting history after the relationship ended. One viral comment summed up the chaos perfectly: "If this is true, then everything we thought we knew about that marriage might be completely backwards." What makes the situation even more complicated is the long history of power dynamics that played out in public. Anyone who followed the show already knew that Kandi's financial success often became a point of tension. She built a massive career as a songwriter, entrepreneur, and reality television star. Todd, meanwhile, frequently faced criticism from people in her circle who believed he benefited from her success. That criticism often came from the one person who never hesitated to speak her mind, Kandi's outspoken mother, Mama Joyce Jones. Viewers still remember those uncomfortable moments on television when Mama Joyce openly questioned Todd's motives. She called him opportunistic, suggested he only cared about money, and even confronted him directly on camera. The tension became so intense that fans began debating online whether Todd had truly been accepted by Kandi's family at all. And while the public arguments created dramatic television, Todd now appears to be suggesting that the emotional pressure behind the scenes was far heavier than viewers ever realized. Because according to what he is now hinting at, the disrespect he experienced did not remain outside the home. Todd claims the imbalance of power followed them into their private life as well. In his telling, Kandi held control in the relationship not only financially but emotionally, and he felt increasingly trapped in situations where saying no did not feel like an option. When these allegations started circulating, social media immediately erupted. Some fans defended Kandi fiercely, arguing that the accusations sounded suspiciously timed. Others wondered whether years of tension had finally pushed Todd to reveal a side of the story he kept hidden for too long. And that is where this situation becomes even more unsettling. Because if Todd's claims are accurate, the playful image that surrounded their marriage might have masked something far more uncomfortable. A relationship that looked confident and liberated on television might actually have been built on unresolved resentment, power struggles, and silent frustration. The deeper people look into the timeline of their relationship, the more those cracks begin to appear. Moments that once seemed like harmless drama now feel like warning signs that something much bigger was quietly unfolding behind the cameras. Now the internet is divided into two camps. One side believes Todd is finally exposing the truth about a marriage that had been deteriorating for years. The other side believes he is weaponizing personal details in order to control the narrative after the relationship collapsed. And the most shocking part of all is that neither side seems willing to back down. Every new comment, every leaked detail, and every cryptic post fuels another wave of speculation online. At this point, the question everybody is asking is painfully simple: is this a genuine attempt to reveal hidden truths, or is it the beginning of a messy public battle between two people who once promised to protect each other? Because if this conflict continues escalating the way it has over the past few days, the story surrounding Todd Tucker and Kandi Burruss might be far from over. And the deeper the revelations go, the more uncomfortable the truth might become. The story did not explode overnight. It built slowly, piece by piece, like a secret that had been buried for years suddenly clawing its way back to the surface. According to Todd, the reality behind their marriage looked very different from the glamorous image people believed they had. He claimed that behind closed doors, things were far more complicated and far more intense than anyone could imagine. Todd described a situation where control in their private life reached a level that made him deeply uncomfortable. According to his version of events, the dynamic in the bedroom followed one rule only: things happened the way Kandi wanted them to happen. He claimed there were moments when he felt pushed into situations he never truly agreed to, including encounters that involved other people. Sometimes those encounters involved other women, and other times, according to him, even other men. And if his claims are to be believed, saying no simply was not an option. Now, for longtime viewers of the reality television world, the idea that Kandi might be adventurous in her personal life did not exactly come as a shock. Fans have heard whispers for years. In fact, many people still remember the moment when Portia made explosive allegations during one of the show's most chaotic storylines. Portia claimed that Kandi had approached her with a very unexpected proposal involving both Kandi and her husband Todd. According to Portia, the couple had created what she dramatically described as a private space designed for intimate encounters, and she suggested that they wanted to bring her into that world. The accusation immediately turned the entire show upside down. Social media erupted. Comment sections exploded with theories. Some viewers believed Portia completely, while others insisted the story sounded exaggerated and suspicious. But the situation took an even stranger turn when Kandi finally decided to respond publicly. Many expected her to simply deny everything and shut the conversation down. Instead, she shocked everyone by revealing that she had her own side of the story, and it sounded just as messy. During a televised appearance, Kandi hinted that the situation between her and Portia was far more complicated than people realized. Rather than accusing Portia of inventing the story entirely, she suggested that certain events had indeed taken place. The real issue, according to Kandi, was the way the story had been twisted and presented to the public. Then came the moment that truly stunned viewers. Kandi revealed alleged messages that she claimed Portia had sent her after one particular night. Those messages, she implied, painted a very different picture of what really happened. According to Kandi, it was actually Portia who made the first move and even initiated a kiss. The revelation sent shockwaves through the fanbase. Suddenly the narrative flipped. Supporters of Kandi rushed online to defend her, while critics accused both women of manipulating the situation for attention. Twitter threads stretched for thousands of comments as fans tried to piece together what might have really happened that night. However, even that chaos might have only scratched the surface. According to Todd's recent claims, Portia might not have been the only person who became entangled in their complicated relationship dynamic. He suggested that bringing other people into their marriage had become more common than the public realized. For years, rumors circulated quietly in entertainment circles about how unconventional their relationship might have been. But Todd now claims that those rumors only captured part of the truth. In his telling, the situation was not always mutual or comfortable for him. He described moments where he felt more like a spectator than a willing participant, claiming that the experiences were driven by Kandi's preferences rather than his own. When those claims began circulating online, the internet reacted exactly the way you would expect. Comment sections filled with heated arguments. Some fans immediately sided with Todd, saying his story explained several mysteries that had surrounded the couple for years. Others dismissed his accusations entirely, arguing that he was simply trying to shift blame after their marriage collapsed. One viral post summed up the confusion perfectly. The user wrote, "Hold on, are we supposed to believe he was forced into this lifestyle the entire time, or is this just damage control after everything fell apart?" Because by this point, the collapse of their marriage had already become public knowledge. Reports confirmed that Todd had been involved with other women during the later stages of their relationship. That revelation alone sparked intense backlash. Many viewers criticized him harshly, accusing him of betraying a partner who had supported him for years. However, Todd's supporters now argue that his recent claims paint a more complicated picture of why the relationship eventually broke down. Sources close to the situation also hinted that the couple had struggled privately for a long time before the separation became public. According to individuals connected to Kandi's circle, tensions had been building behind the scenes for quite a while. She reportedly discovered that Todd had been communicating with other women without her knowledge, something that left her blindsided and furious. Friends close to her insisted that she believed the relationship still had a chance before those revelations surfaced. Media personality Funky Dineva also weighed in, adding even more fuel to the conversation. During a commentary segment, he suggested that Todd had indeed been entertaining multiple women, describing his behavior as doing the absolute most.
Todd got somebody pregnant rumor. Todd had a vasectomy very early on in their relationship. Okay.
That statement quickly spread across entertainment blogs and gossip pages, pushing the controversy even further into the spotlight. But the public reaction quickly turned into a debate that no one could agree on. Some fans dragged Todd relentlessly, pointing out that he already had a partner who appeared open to experimentation in their private life. In their eyes, seeking additional relationships outside the marriage looked like pure greed. Others argued that if Todd's claims about pressure and control were even partially true, the situation might have been far more complicated than it initially appeared. And that is exactly why this story continues to keep people talking. Because every new detail seems to raise even more questions. Was this simply a messy reality television storyline that spiraled out of control? Or are we watching a much deeper unraveling of secrets that had been carefully hidden behind the polished image of a celebrity marriage? One thing is certain. The internet is not finished dissecting this drama anytime soon. Every new interview, every leaked message, and every cryptic social media post only pulls fans deeper into the mystery. And judging by the way the conversation keeps evolving online, the final chapter of this saga might still be a long way from being written. Something about this entire situation is starting to feel darker the deeper people look into it. For years, fans believed they understood the dynamic between Todd Tucker and Kandi Burruss. On the surface, their relationship appeared to be another glamorous reality television love story that survived the pressure of fame. But now that new allegations are circulating online, the narrative that viewers once accepted without question is suddenly unraveling. According to whispers spreading across social media, Todd is hinting that the relationship behind closed doors looked nothing like the polished image presented to the public. And if even a fraction of these claims carry truth, the story people thought they knew might be hiding something far more disturbing. What truly shocked many fans is the way the conversation suddenly shifted. Some of the allegations suggest that Todd felt stripped of control within the relationship, claiming that the power balance inside their marriage leaned heavily in one direction. Online commentators immediately exploded with reactions. One user wrote, "Hold on, are we finally hearing the other side of the story?" Another responded with suspicion, saying, "Reality television relationships always look perfect until someone starts exposing what really happened." The internet instantly divided into two camps. One side believes Todd may finally be revealing years of hidden frustration.